Where's everybody? Oh, there they are. Couldn't see you guys. Hello, Albert. Hello, Abe. Just Tessa, Jakob.
I'm so hot.
Hello, Elizabeth Estrada.
I turned the air up because Kellie was cold, so I'm about to pop it back down.
Hello, Caroline Baez. Hello, Harvey. Hello, Taylor.
Took a shower, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm still kind of wet.
Hello, Justin Walker Daniels. Hello, Susan Gould, Ina Toole. Hello, Hector. Palmable. That would be the price tag hanging off the back. Hello, Michael Melkos. Thank you, Tanya Thompson. Hola, Sin. Sent to me by one of our very, very best customers. Hello, Christy. Susan. Hello, Sarah. I will tell you how I got this hat, Sarah, once we do the podcast. What do you think of that? That is custom right there. Only El Presidente. What? Tornado warning? Right now?
Where?
We should jump in the closet and do the podcast from the closet. Look up the weather.
Well, we would be getting notifications. Oh, tornado watch for Collin County. My ringer was turned off.
Well, it's
expires in 6 hours and 4 minutes. It was sent 16 minutes ago.
Well, it's a watch, meaning conditions.
If we hear anything, we will run.
Conditions are good.
Right.
I did, Elizabeth. I did get it. Elizabeth, when I walked into the mail stop, maybe this has to do with why it was taking a while. The box was absolutely crushed.
Destroyed.
I mean, crushed. And in fact, it was crushed so bad, I could see what was inside the box. So our friendly United States Postal Service take really good care of that package on the way. But the hat made it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's really nice. I really appreciate it. So we'll get into all this and how I pulled a Steve Harvey last week or last time. Hello, Safe. Hello, Kara. Tornado warning. Oh, tornado warning for San Antonio. Okay.
I'm going to ask you, what do you love most about Sunday Lawn Care? You can explain, right?
Okay. Yeah. Dogs are freaking out. Yeah. Well,
we're lucky. Our dogs don't get upset about stuff like that.
Elizabeth, the letter was in there. I was going to read your letter if that's okay, because I would like to read letters.
Did you use weed control seeds or pest control as well, or just the spray?
I just used whatever they sent me, which was that bottle of, it was iron, basically, is all it was. Isn't that awesome? It's a nice hat. There's only one guy that can wear a hat like this in Mexico, guys. Actually, this will be like the Stanley Cup. We'll pass it around and let everybody wear it and have their picture made in it. Hello, ACNC12, aka Adrienne. Hello, Liz Key. Liz Key, our presidential customer. Yes. Yes. Yes.
My back is hurting from sitting up so straight.
You're hot and your back is hurting, man. You're having a rough time tonight, babe. You're gonna have a rough go of this podcast. Yep. Liz Key sent Kellie a gift. But Elizabeth Bet sent me one.
You ready?
Yeah. Whoa. Whoa. On a herb. Christy, the fan is on. I mean, the fan's on. The
It
air's
is. I'm
set
about to
on like
bump it up.
71. I mean, I don't
72.
know what
It
else
should be
to,
on 71.
I don't know what else to do in here.
I'm going to bump it up to medium.
So this
on
is
low.
the part where her eyes get dry and all our shit blows off
Right.
of the desk.
My eyes won't get dry. I walked today and I got my heart rate really up high, and well, not really high. Alan says it's not that high, but for me it was high and good. You know, it was in the zone.
Yeah, and
I was working hard.
Yeah, why don't you take an ice bath?
I was walking a 15.33 miles.
Wow, that's really good.
At one point,
that's really fast.
I looked down.
Yeah, that's going fast.
So I was trying.
Why don't you take an ice bath?
I took a shower.
Why don't you take a cold
No,
bath?
I don't
That'll
want to
cool
do
you
that.
off.
I don't want to do that.
Why?
Because that's too cold. An ice bath is like you plunge. It's a plunge, right?
Comfortable.
Let's just go. I'm hoping that my husband is going to bring it tonight.
I mean, I got a few things.
We'll make it. We'll make it work. Sometimes I have more than others. Ready?
Give me a little something.
Testing 1 2 2 2 1 2. Testing.
Eileen Ulick, please pick up the red courtesy phone. Eileen Ulick, please pick up the red courtesy phone.
I don't even know. That's not even a name.
Eileen
Ulick would be more subtle.
Ulick. That's what I said.
Eileen Ulick. Subtle. You were giving just directions. That was not subtle at all.
Abe said it was good.
Eileen Ulick.
Christy is asking, do you trust me after the last podcast? Because I pulled a Steve Harvey.
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. I already forgot about that.
Well, we'll talk about it.
Welcome to another episode of A Sandwich and Some Lovin' podcast. I'm Kellie Rasberry Evans. This is my husband and my co-host and ready for a vacation, Alan Evans.
A-Train in the house. Not cool, A-Train.
What?
Not cool, A-Train.
That's your new nickname? Not cool, A-Train? I don't understand.
No, the license plate you saw was cool.
Oh, okay.
And you said, what kind of a jerk would have that on a personalized plate? Say cool.
You're referencing back to last week's podcast, like I remember.
Oh, yeah.
I don't
you have
remember
A-Train.
anything.
Well, you know what?
I passed somebody today. Somebody passed me while I was walking, and their license plate said "the best."
Wow!
I'm like, what is going on with people and our overinflated egos?
You know what I'm going to do?
The best.
I'm going to get one for you. You know what it's going to be?
What?
Dime. I guarantee nobody has dime. And you just roll around in your big
nobody will get it,
luxury SUV with the word dime on it.
But I never do that.
What?
You accuse me of dropping dimes all the time.
You don't really drop them.
I really don't.
You drop, well, that's the definition of a dime, is you drop it, you don't even really know you're dropping it.
No, dime droppers know they're dropping it. When people are like, oh, I just got back from the club and Troy Aikman and I had a drink at the bar. That's dropping a dime.
That's dropping a dime.
But me saying, talking about my job where I run into people,
one time,
or like being a giddy schoolgirl is like, oh my gosh, we went to a restaurant and Troy Aikman was there. That's so different.
One time I went to a strip club with Bon Jovi. Dime.
That's just a fact.
Well, that's also a dime.
That's a giddy schoolgirl story. That's
who gets to go to a strip club with Bon Jovi?
Not a lot of. Well, I don't know. That was a long time ago.
Or John, as I call him.
When y'all, I've been looking. There's been all these. I'm on the Kid Craddock Morning Show, and Alan's going to say I'm dropping a dime, but I'm just telling you where you can also find me if you want to listen to me somewhere else every once in a while. But on the Kid Craddock Morning Show, nationally syndicated. During the show, we are on Twitch, which you can tune in. If you go to Kid TV, KIDD TV, I think it links you to the Twitch. Anyway, during the commercial breaks, they play these old videos. And they've been playing videos from the past. And I'm like, it's weird. It's fun. I'll just sit there when I'm supposed to be working during commercial breaks. And I'm just watching these videos when I was young. And I thought, I just didn't think I looked good. I always thought I was fat or whatever. And I'm like, I was so cute. Sometimes I'll be like, dang, Kellie, you let yourself go. Because it's like, roller coaster with your looks and clothes and the people we've gotten to meet and interview. It's really fun. So if y'all are ever around in the morning and you feel like logging on to Twitch and watching some of this stuff, it's been fun. I guess you can find a lot of these videos on YouTube too, which is where we broadcast. Well, listen, Alan and I, if you're listening to the podcast, you may not be aware, if you've dived in somewhere in the middle, that we record our podcast usually on Monday and Wednesday nights.
We do.
Why don't you tell the rest, because I've talked a lot.
Well, we record on Monday and Wednesday nights. The podcast goes live at about 10 a.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
So you can join us.
We record.
Oh, I thought you were done. I thought you were done. I'm sorry, honey. I thought you were done.
You keep going?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And we also record on YouTube live for our live studio audience it varies between 7:45 and 8:30 is when we kind of get started.
Sometime around there.
Yeah.
I'd like to move it up earlier for summer. I said that to Alan. I'd like to start at 7 now. And I'm the one that keeps screwing it up.
Yeah.
I keep having things to do.
True that. But that's okay, because this podcast isn't about screwing things up like I did last week. So actually, it will be a little bit about screwing things up. I pulled the biggest Steve Harvey short stroke, got to the moment of climax and couldn't perform moment that I think I've ever had on this podcast. And I've had a lot of those types of moments.
That's not true. You've done worse.
Well, like what?
I can't, there's no.
You just make a big proclamation like that. What have I done that's worse?
You've not been here a couple of times. How about that? How about just not showing up?
Every time I've not showed up, you've known I wasn't going to be there. I've never just no-showed.
Sometimes it's been with 5 minutes notice.
Not true.
All right.
I'm being misrepresented. It's never happened. But anyway, we've got a couple of letters, and I can't wait to go through some of these letters this week. 2 handwritten letters from 2.
And a make good.
And a make good. 2 from our very best customers.
They call that a mea culpa.
Excuse me?
A mea culpa.
What does that mean?
Does that mean like my bad? Isn't that Latin for my bad?
Is that Pig Latin? I don't know what that is.
I think it's Latin for my bad.
Oh. Well, okay. We're going to do a mea culpa. And then, I go to a lot of kids' sports, as do you. You tag along every once in a while. You do the Girl Scout cookie tag along every once in a while. And
I do a lot.
You do.
Not 100%.
And I've noticed a lot of behavior by children and parents at said games. And I thought I found an article. It just happened to pop up in my feed. And I was like, this is timely because I've just noticed a lot of weird stuff happening in kids' sports lately. And I thought it would be a good public service announcement to just kind of go over the 5 worst things you can do at your kids' sporting competitions.
I think you're noticing it more lately because your kids are getting older. But I remember going to games when my brother played in high school and things like that. And there's been horrible behavior for decades.
Sure, there has.
New, with fights and people saying inappropriate things,
sure.
Parents getting ejected, where they have to, we see it on the news sometimes. Wasn't there some ref that got body slammed by a kid recently?
Whoa, I didn't see that.
It
wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, it's getting really bad because, anger is out of control. I believe, these kids are never told no. And when a referee tells them no, they react. And I don't know, it's just bad. But anyway, it's bad.
Yeah.
So Alan's got this article. It's going to help everybody.
Well, and I'm not doing it like from a holier than thou pulpit, because I read the article. I'm like, oh shit.
You do some of it?
I actually do one of these, and I didn't even think about it. But we'll go through it. It's kind of interesting. And, even if you don't have kids, maybe you go to your niece or nephew's games or activities, and just kind of good to be aware of,
Does this is this work if you're a fan of pro sports, or is this doesn't have anything to do with how you should act as a fan?
This has nothing to do with pro sports.
It's just parents and sports.
This is parents and and
aunts and uncles.
Aunts and uncles, basically.
Those well-intended aunts and
older
uncles.
brothers and sisters, maybe.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
We'll get to all of that and more.
So why don't you do a little bit of that, and then we'll do a little bit of this.
Alan, I told you last week.
I've been doing
Quit
that.
telling me to do that.
I've been doing that for 4 years, and now all of a sudden,
I'm standing up for myself.
Okay. That's good enough for me.
I'm kidding. All right. Listen, you've heard me talking about Rothy's for years now, and I love how they keep giving us new styles and patterns that keeps us coming back for more, because Rothy's, fans are just fanatics about them. And when my best friend Tommy Jean surprised me for my birthday a couple weeks ago, she showed up not only wearing her Rothy's cheetah print flats, which I'm like, so super cute. She's also wearing her Rothy's face mask. And she says that's all she wears now because it's so comfortable and breathable. And I saw Meghan Markle. She was, carrying her little baby Archie, and how everybody has to know what she's wearing. She was wearing a Rothy's face mask. And the thing about Rothy's is not only are they incredibly stylish and comfortable from the get-go, they are sustainable. Rothy's has transformed nearly 100 million bottles into beautiful shoes, handbags, and face masks. And another major bonus is they're fully machine washable. You just toss them in the washing machine. They come out looking and smelling as good as new. And I just checked Rothy's website to see what's new for spring and summer. When I first started telling you about Rothy's, it was literally just a couple of pair of flats, the rounded toe and the point. Now they've got flip-flops, and the wrap sandal, it wraps around your ankle, is so super cute. That's my new favorite. And also the knot sandals for summer. Love, 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 with fresh colors and patterns that are fun. Rothy's are the perfect way to add comfort and style to your closet. And with Mother's Day coming up, I know she'd love the gift of Rothy's. They also come with free shipping and free returns on eligible items.
And to help you welcome the new season in style, Rothy's is doing something they've never done before. That's right, guys. They gave us the chance to share this super rare opportunity with our listeners, but it's only for a limited time. So through May 9, 2021, you can get $20 off your first purchase of $100 or more at rothys.com/sandwich. That's ROTHYS.com/sandwich. Trust us, you don't want to miss this. Head to rothys.com/sandwich to find your new favorites today.
Thank you, Rothy's. A proud sponsor. I hope they're proud. I hope they're proud to sponsor this mess.
Love Rothy's.
Hey, real quick, I wanted to do a little update. You remember several podcasts ago, if you are listening in order, we talked about the cinnamon toast crunch shrimp tail guy.
Yes.
Remember how his name was Jensen Karp.
Jensen.
And he is married to Danielle Fishel Topanga from Boy Meets World, and then later Girl Meets World. I don't know what she's doing now. But anyway, he says he went to Costco, got one of those double boxes of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, got down to the bottom or somewhere in there, and these cinnamon coated shrimp tails came out. And went on Twitter. He said it wouldn't have taken to Twitter if they weren't, trying to gaslight me, which is the new term everybody's using, by saying, oh, that's just cinnamon that's settled into a clump and maybe resembles a shrimp tail. He's like, you got to be kidding me. They're obviously shrimp tails. And it went back and forth, back and forth. And the last tweet he had was way back, like in March. Let me see. I've got it right here. On March 24th, his last tweet, no real update, and I'm not posting about this BS all day again, waiting for the envelope I agreed on from General Mills to send them back pieces and some of a shrimp tail. We'll leave some for DNA testing at noon. They grow up so fast. I think he was trying to be funny. That's the last he's posted from March 24th. Mm-hmm. Has anybody heard anything about, because I mean, that's a big deal. A lot of people are accusing him of pranking. Mm-hmm. And, or was it serious? Because if it was a prank, that's bad.
At the time, I said, this is a bunch of crap.
You did. That was the first thing out of your mouth.
This guy's...
Or was it me? I said, are you sure? Or something. We were having a conversation before I looked at it. I'm like, are you sure it's not a TikTok prank or something?
I think he was trying to buffalo General Mills.
Yeah, it was bad. So I don't know. I just thought I'd give an update on that. Nothing. Crickets.
Sure.
Yeah, he should have said he found, cinnamon toasted crickets so we could, appropriately say crickets. But it was shrimp tails. Anyway.
I've heard nothing.
Nothing. I'm going to do some deep diving and see if I can find out what's going on.
Dig deep, babe.
I will.
Jensen Carp, huh?
Mm-hmm.
C-A-R-P, like the
K.
fish? Oh, K-A-R-P.
Mm-hmm.
Our wedding photographer, her last name was Carp. Amy Carp.
Really?
Hashtag not an ad.
No.
Beautiful wedding pictures.
Was.
All right, babe. Last week, or why do I always say week? We've been doing 2 podcasts a week forever.
Last podcast.
Last podcast. Yeah, last podcast. I got so confused. I was in the center of confusion. I was in the land of confusion. I was confused like I usually am. I didn't know what direction was up. I didn't know what was going on.
I'm sorry.
But I read a lot.
You were like me.
Yes. We got a gift from a gal named Elizabeth Key. It was a Britney Spears t-shirt. She wrote, right? Did I get the gift right?
Yes.
She wrote us a very nice letter. And while I don't think I explained this on last podcast, I explained it to our live studio audience after we were done. That day, I was corresponding with another listener of ours named Elizabeth Betts. Elizabeth Betts was corresponding with me through DM. She dropped into the DM saying, hey, have you received my package yet? And I said, well, I got a notification at the mailbox. I'm going to go pick it up today. Picked up the package. Well, this was the package from Elizabeth Key.
Right.
So I read the letter on the podcast. You got the t-shirt. She signed it Elizabeth Key, but I guess I had Elizabeth Betts' name in my mind.
Was it sort of like a Dowling Gullish moment that you won't let me live down? Is that what it's like?
So
you continue to make me feel bad about till this day?
So
sort of like that, right?
Yeah. So since she sent you such a nice gift and wrote such a nice letter, and it said something like, Alan, there's still good people in this world. And I still don't think she was referring to me. But anyway, she was
referring to me.
Right.
She had to have been.
Yes. So she wrote a really nice letter. I bestowed presidential status on who I thought sent me the package, which was Elizabeth and Michael Betts.
And then you snatched it away when you realized it actually belonged to Elizabeth Key.
Right. About 1 minute later, I noticed that Elizabeth Key and Elizabeth Betts are both in our live studio audience waving at me like, wait, no, it's her. No, it's me. It's her. No, it's me.
Mass confusion. Look what you did.
Right.
Look what you did.
Right. So I took away presidential status from Elizabeth Betts and gave it to Elizabeth Key.
Right. You did.
Right. I pulled a Steve Harvey. Didn't he call Miss Universe somebody?
Yeah, but he announced the wrong one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because he just read what was on the card.
Yeah, it was a big screw up. But he took the fall. Whether he was right or wrong, I don't know.
So I took the fall for this.
Well, you didn't take the fall. You were wrong. Taking the fall means you just took blame so somebody else could get off, right?
Okay, well,
it was my fault. Okay. It was all my fault. I was the one that misled Alan.
That's not true. So here's the deal. Elizabeth Betts again messaged me today. She goes, is your package there yet? And I said, no, I haven't gotten another notification. And she's not upset about me snatching away presidential status.
Because she's feeling like maybe I'll get it back once this package arrives.
I don't know. So I got a notification this afternoon and I told her, I just got a notification. She's like, great, maybe that's it. Go over to the post office or my postal shop service. And there's a big box. It's like a 2x3 box and it is crushed.
Destroyed. Mangled.
Yes.
You're barely hung. It's like a bunch of collapsed cardboard held together by packing tape.
Yes. Your friendly United States Postal Service. Friendly.
Just destroyed it.
Yes. Stamps.com. So.
Why would you say that?
Say what?
Why would you do that? Don't do that.
Do what? As a small business owner, I use Stamps.com.
No, but they would never do that to our mail.
No, Stamps.com.
No,
that's why I said that.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Well, you left that wide open to interpretation.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Well, anyway, that's the third time Kelly shot my wheels off on this podcast.
Is someone keeping score?
So the box was mangled. In fact, I could look in the box and see what was in it.
Yeah.
In the box was what I have on my melon right now. Will you please describe what's on my melon?
It's a Panama style hat with a hat band around it in black. And stitched on the front is the logo for a sandwich and some Lovin.
Isn't that cool?
Very cool.
Isn't that cool? So I can wear this to Mexico. I will be the only comandante in Mexico wearing this hat. But
That's true.
I was thinking maybe we could pass it around and have everyone take their photo in it or something. Oh, you know what I could do? Is I could have everybody sign it. That'd be kind of cool. Take a black Sharpie and sign on that
A
thing.
bunch of drunk people in the pool signing that. That'd be a mess.
Yeah, it would be a mess. We'll figure out something. Well, anyway, Elizabeth, thank you so much. Your gift did finally make it. And she also wrote us a very nice letter. So I thought I should read.
Handwritten, not even typed.
Handwritten in cursive on notebook paper.
That's so nice. That's old school. I appreciate that. I love that.
Single spaced.
Wow.
As nice penmanship.
You're going to read the whole thing?
The whole thing.
All
And
right.
the penmanship is as nice as, unless you want to read it, the penmanship is as nice as Elizabeth Key's. Maybe nicer.
Oh. Alan.
All right. This says, this one's from Elizabeth Betts. Dear Walter A. Evans, a.k.a. A-Train, a.k.a. Alonzo, a.k.a. Alan, enclosed is a gift from my husband, Michael, and me. Let me paint a visual picture. You and Kellie are strolling down the beach in Mexico, and you're wearing your flesh-colored Speedos. Of course, they say, cocky show stealer. A random person walks by you and says, look at that guy. Who does he think he is? You turn around and point to your enclosed gift, which is a Panama hat with the official A Sandwich and Some Lovin' logo on it. You then say one of your nicknames mentioned above and mention that you're the co-host of the podcast. Drop a dime on them, basically. And then Elizabeth goes from blue ink to black ink. So her blue pen ran out.
Must have.
Yes. Okay. Now
Or she walked away and then like, where's that damn blue pen?
So now we're in black ink. Anyway, I think I speak for my husband and me that we are super excited about the trip. Meeting you guys back in February was one of the greatest times of my life. Wow. That is very, very high praise. Your podcast came along at a time of my life when I needed it most. I battled depression and having an extremely low self-esteem for most of my life. Listening to you two guided me to realizing that I needed to talk to someone, and it's helped a lot. You've also read multiple letters that I've written to you.
Oh.
Some had my name and some didn't, but thanks to you for being open enough to read them. Believe it or not, even though he doesn't listen as often as I do, Michael enjoys your show too. I think he realized how much the show and the two of you mean to me. Alan, I hope you love the hat. Kellie, I'm sorry I didn't get you anything.
It's really okay.
But I promise I will whenever my creativity kicks in again. Love y'all desperately, Elizabeth and Michael.
That's very sweet, Elizabeth. You do not have to get me anything. I appreciate it. And it's a cool hat.
So on this day, April 28th, 2021, oh yay, to all who listen. Let it be written, let it be done. I bestow presidential status on one Elizabeth Betts and Michael Betts. Congratulations.
But Michael doesn't listen as often.
Congratulations. You belong to a very exclusive club.
You sure you want to include Michael? He doesn't listen as often.
Michael, I have spoken to Michael personally, and we have shared heartfelt moments. I'll just say that.
All right. I'll let you. You're the one handing them out like candy now.
I just gave two.
And so basically the rule is you send Alan a present, you get presidential status.
Not true.
Is it presidential status?
Not true. You know what's in common? Nice letters.
So send a present with a handwritten letter.
Why don't you try this? Why don't you just send me a nice letter without a gift and see what happens?
Oh, really?
I don't know. Let's try it.
Have to be handwritten?
Yes. Don't be trying
to email.
Don't be trying to type this on your.
What if it's a lovely email?
Your printer or your computer and then print it.
What if it's a lovely email? What if they don't have access to pen and paper, but all they have is their laptop?
Doesn't carry quite as much weight as a handwritten letter.
That's cold.
A handwritten letter.
These poor people out there without pen and paper. All they have is their access to their email.
Well, no, it's all letters and such are appreciated.
Let me just tell you something. While we're recording this podcast, there is a tornado warning going on, and I hear the thunder rumbling. So we might have to pause and run.
Take cover.
Well, we'll see what happens. I haven't heard any sirens yet.
The next letter and it's written on an envelope, which is very interesting.
Well, before you get to that.
Oh, yes. You want to do a little bit of that and then do a little bit of this?
We're talking about, how you give Alan gifts to get presential status. I love giving gifts. Honestly, I think more than I love getting them. Wouldn't you say that's true, Alan? I love giving gifts.
You love giving
gifts.
I
love giving gifts.
Yes.
And I want the person to love what I give them and think of me every time they look at it. I mean, don't you? Right? You don't want to give them something they can't even remember you gave them a week later. And that's what I love so much about giving the gift of Pandora jewelry. Now, we gave our niece, Violet, her very first Pandora bracelet and a charm to celebrate her first communion. And now her sister Beatrice is looking forward to getting hers because she knows Aunt Kellie and Uncle Alan are going to do the same for her communion as well. And then we'll be adding special charms to those bracelets, marking all the wonderful celebrations of our lives. And with Mother's Day coming up, Pandora makes the perfect gift, and they're more than just charms, although giving Mom a beautiful charm bracelet. They have the beautiful mom charms all the time at Pandora. They have gorgeous rings and earrings and necklaces, and the jewelry can be customized to fit all the styles and personalities because no two moms are alike. Let me just tell you, Pandora's Rose Petals collection is just so lovely. And they have angel wings and family trees and infinity symbols. So many gorgeous choices. And I love the quality of Pandora as well. These are gifts meant to last. And every time Mom looks at the gift, she's going to think of you. It's a symbol of the bond only you and your mother can share. You can shop safely in store with Pandora's styling experts to find that perfect gift for any mom on your list. Buy online with in-store pickup and curbside pickup at select locations. Just contact your local store to learn more about that.
So thank the mom in your life for always being there with a sparkling gift from Pandora Jewelry. Go to us.pandora.net/sandwich to start shopping or find a store near you. That's us.pandora.net/sandwich.
Lovely.
Pandora is very, very nice. Very, very,
very
nice.
nice. I love Pandora.
Very nice gifts.
Now back to your letters, honey. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No. That was.
I'm so used to you saying do that or this, and it threw me off.
That I do, and I'll keep doing it.
You wave your pimp hand strong.
I'm
gonna
wave my pimp hand strong. Okay, so speaking of
that hat is giving you attitude, Mister.
It really is. I mean, if you wear a hat like this, you got to have confidence. Okay, confidence.
I don't think you have to have confidence.
How many dudes you see rolling around in a Panama Jack hat nowadays?
Panama hats are cool.
On the streets of Plano, Texas?
I wouldn't have a problem with that in the summer.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. What about
Big Al wears a hat like
that?
My
man.
He wears hats like that all the
What
time.
about with the mini pearl tag on the back?
Well, you might want to cut that off. I was wondering why you left that on.
Is a bit. I'm gonna leave it on.
No, don't.
Yes. Now that you mentioned it, it's always gonna be there.
Oh gosh, I'll cut it off.
Okay, we got another letter. This one's from Leslie. Leslie, to Kellie and Alan. Hope you like the gift.
Oh, more gifts?
Another gift. I know Alan enjoys golf and you both like drinks. Thanks for
That's funny.
That's a good one. Thanks for entertaining me,
You're
Leslie.
welcome.
And then she says, parentheses, wrote this in the car, didn't have paper.
See, I told you not everybody has paper, Alan.
And Leslie gave us 2 official Masters koozies.
Oh, can cooler koozies.
They're green and they have the official Masters logo on them, which Kellie told me the Masters should redo.
They should update it.
Babe, that has been their
it.
logo since the 30s.
I know, but it's like the country's not even shaped right. The country's not even shaped right. It's like somebody just drew it on a napkin in the men's locker room.
Maybe you should take that up with Big Hootie Johnson or whoever the chairman is now.
I just don't like the logo. I don't think it's a cute logo.
Who's the
Am
chairman
I wrong?
now?
I have no idea. But the United States is not shaped like that.
Big Horde Harden.
It looks like it resembles the United States, but I don't think it's good.
Well,
Am I the only one?
I think they're awesome.
I mean, it is I'm not now. See, it makes you sound like I'm not thankful for your gift. I am thankful for your gift because, as you said, I do like to drink. But and Alan's the one that brought up. I just think the Masters logo needs to be updated. That's all I said.
Oh, speaking of drinking and burr, this is an unplanned. This would be called a bunny hole. I went to I don't know, a couple of weekends ago. I went to a place with Bad Influence Jeff and KK, his girlfriend, and two of our friends, Laura and Kay Shelton, who you've heard us mention on the podcast. Went with us on our first vacation. Now we're like best buddies.
Mm-hmm. This is what can happen if you go on the Sandwiches and Lovin vacation.
Oh.
In July, there are rooms still available.
Yep.
Go to kellyandalan.com/vacation to find out more.
You may get our digits, at which point I will exchange group text photos of me sitting on the pot with the dogs in my lap.
Nobody wants to see that.
No, I only do that with my family. But anyway.
And your mom doesn't want to see that.
My mom's so out on that.
Especially your sister.
Oh,
she's even more out.
Way out on that. Oh, so anyway, we went to this place called the Truck Yard. And this place was great, babe. I want to get Kelly over there. But if you're looking for something fun to do in Dallas, I know a lot of our listeners say, hey, I'm coming to Dallas. What should I do? This Truck Yard is a really cool place.
Well, this is up in the Colony.
It's in the Colony.
This is like in the suburbs.
Yeah.
North Dallas.
Yeah. But we've directed people to Cowtown.
Yeah. I think they have a Truck Yard in Dallas as well, though.
Not as nice.
But I think they have one, right?
They do. Not as nice.
Have you been to it?
Everyone there, well, Laura and Kay have been, and they said this one up here by us
nicer
is way nicer.
Okay.
Just imagine it's a big place, gravel ground, lawn chairs, tables, food trucks, beer trucks, draft beer. There's a big stage where they were playing country music, different types of music. It was a lot of fun.
And they have stuff for kids too. It's not just a bunch of drunky drunks.
And there's stuff for kids too. Now, drunky drunks are a big player.
Is there a way to keep the kids separate from that?
Yeah.
Or is there no avoiding it?
Yeah. No, you can keep the kids on the outskirts, but the central area is where all the drunky drunks are. I was only there like a couple of hours. I had 3 drinks spilled on me, at which point I kind of looked around. I looked around at everybody. And I said, I think this is part of the Truck Yard bit. You're going to get stuff spilled on you.
So make sure you don't wear something nice.
Yeah. I had on athletic shorts, flip-flops, and a white t-shirt, and that was perfect.
Well, Alan was also saying you can take dogs out there, but I'm not wanting to take my dog with me anywhere because everybody wants to show off their cute dog. Everybody thinks it's going to be so fun, but what do you do the entire time?
Chase your dog.
You're chasing your
dog.
dog
To shut up.
You're yanking the dog on the chain. Stop it. No, and it's not relaxing.
Picking up dog poop.
I never see anybody actually really relax when they're out with their dogs. Why do people keep doing that?
That's
it's
true.
It's stressful.
There was a group of people behind us, and they had 2 corgis. You know what a corgi is?
Yeah. It's what the Queen has. The Queen's favorite dog is a corgi.
And everyone else is just kind of looking at the dogs, and they're fine. They weren't bothering us. They were, but just the looks on all their faces was like they were so nervous that their dog was about to do something. And one of them did. It got away.
See?
So it's running through the truck yard, and this poor guy is chasing.
I just don't see. I know there's dog-friendly patios, and that's all the rage right now. That is so not relaxing to me. Not relaxing at all. We went when my friend Kristen was here visiting. We went to this. We had wonderful food. Absolutely the worst service we've ever had in our lives. Describe the guy that waited on us. He was the nicest guy ever, but the worst service.
Oh my gosh. This guy,
so nice.
He was the nicest bad waiter we've ever had.
Horrible.
Yeah, he was horrible.
But so nice.
But he's really nice. Yeah.
He'd walk up.
So you couldn't get mad at him, really.
Tell him what he was doing. I was trying to give you the platform to tell him.
He'd come over and, we wouldn't have anything that we asked for. And he said,
he'd be gone 30 minutes.
Yeah. And then he'd say, oh, ma'am, your hot water, it's on the way. And then he'd just kind of saunter off, just slowly kind of shuffle away.
He'd say, I'm really sorry.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. And then he'd disappear for 20 minutes. Then he'd come back. And that's all he would bring is just the hot water. And we're kind of like,
say,
well, where's the food?
We're like, can we have some more coffee? It takes us 22 minutes to boil a pot of coffee.
I'll go boil some.
And it's like,
shrug. Minutes. I'll go boil some. And there he goes.
It was horrible.
He goes sauntering off again.
Anyway, it was a horrible service. It was very nice. But then my point was, the whole time we were there was a dog sitting there with 3 people.
Oh.
The dog was barking everybody that walked by. They gave him a plastic bowl to drink his water out of. He destroyed the bowl.
Oh, he chewed it.
He chewed it up to pieces. He was wrapping the chain, his leash around the chair. I'm like,
tripping the
are y'all
owner.
having fun yet? Are y'all having fun yet? Because we're having fun. This is entertainment for me watching you.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all, why are you doing this to yourselves?
You know, a lot of people enjoy this actually.
To enjoy what?
Taking their dogs.
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand why.
Because I think a lot of people have dogs.
They want to show off their dogs.
I know, but a lot of people have dogs that just sit there. They do.
And then they're attacked by bigger dogs.
Yeah, that's true.
And then they've got to go pee at some point.
Yeah,
I don't get it. You're not going to see us dragging Larry and Zoe out.
No.
I'm going to tell you that right now.
Because when Holmes goes somewhere to relax and have a drink, he's not worried about the dogs.
We don't even go to the dog park anymore with Larry and Zoe.
That's because they cannot be trusted.
I know. It's like, it ain't worth it.
Those dogs can.
That's my little rant.
Little rant. About the last 10 minutes of rant. Rantberry.
Sorry.
So the truck yard. Yeah, go to a truck yard. Cool place. When the weather's nice.
Take your dog.
Cool place. You can take your dog. You can take your kids.
So how many dog incidents did you see at the truck yard? In addition to the dog getting away.
Honestly, that was the only one I saw. That was the only one I witnessed. Now, there was a guy at the truck yard, 2 tables over from us, dressed as a banana.
I saw you took a picture of him.
He was dressed as a banana.
That's his bit, huh?
And we were looking at him like, what? I don't get it. So, when everyone's drinking, you get real confident, So Laura and Kay go marching over, and KK go marching over there, and they're just going to ask him straight, what are you sitting here in a banana suit for? And that's what they did.
And he said.
Well, they went over there, and we were kind of watching them, and then they sat down with him, and then there were more.
That's why he did it.
And then me and Jeff are sitting there like holding our bananas.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. It was a conversation starter. He got all the chicks.
So good call. Because apparently this cat has 500,000 Instagram followers, and this is his bit.
He sits around like
he sits around in a banana suit. Like you got the guy that farts on Instagram. This guy wears a banana suit.
Now you know. Now you know.
How come I didn't come up with a bit like this?
Well, what do you walk around in your cocky show stealer Speedo at the truck yard? What do you want to be?
I mean, I don't have any bits. I don't have any bits.
I don't know what you're pressing, but it's some sound effect.
Listen, let me tell you something about podcasting.
What?
When you see me go over there,
I don't know what you're pressing.
I understand. But when you see me go over there,
reference
when
it.
JC does that at work, do you ask him like, "What, JC? What did you just press over there?"
I've got an earbud.
I don't know what you just pressed over there.
But I have earbuds in. I can hear what he's doing.
We only have 8 sounds.
What was that one you just pressed?
Listen tomorrow.
Oh, just tell me. Just tell me. Top right. I'll have to remember to look that one up.
You can hear the thunder rolling outside.
I know, it's making me nervous, but you know what? Our grass needs the rain. We appreciate that. You know what? I do find Alan standing out in the front yard. I'm like, Alan, where are you? And I'll go open the front door, and he's out there, hands on hips, admiring his handiwork and watching his lawn thrive.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to our custom lawn care plan from Sunday. Sunday's more than just a lawn care product. It is a custom lawn care plan with a variety of ways to help you grow a beautiful lawn, control weeds, and remove pests. Sunday takes all the guesswork and the unwanted chemicals out so you can grow a beautiful lawn that's better for people, better for your pets, better for the planet. Alan, tell us real quick about what you love most about Sunday. You went online.
Well, a couple of things. Number one is when I go to Big Box and try to find stuff for my lawn, I don't know what to pick out.
Right.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
So Sunday, I answered a few questions. They sent me the product that's for my lawn in my area. And then it was super easy to apply.
Yeah, it only took a couple minutes.
It took 10 minutes, if that.
They use your soil and climate data to create a tailored nutrient plan. So you get all the stuff that your lawn needs, nothing it doesn't. And these are ingredients you can actually pronounce, like seaweed, iron, molasses, and talk about how easy it was.
Oh, super easy. Just attach it to actually Sunday gives me a sprayer. You attach the hose to the sprayer, pull the trigger on that thing, and just go back and forth,
The whole yard took you what?
10 minutes.
That's it.
10 minutes.
And we have got.
I got 10 minutes.
And our lawn is already. It's looking so good.
Have you seen how green it is?
Yes, but it's a subscription based thing, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna get another product to
Yeah.
install or to spray on the lawn
That's
here in a
it.
few months. Yeah.
We take pride in our yard, and we walk our neighborhood, and we love looking at other people who take pride in their yards. It's something you should take pride in. And lawn care is important, but it shouldn't take up your whole day. It should only take about 15 minutes if you're using Sunday, and this stuff really works. Our grass is already looking better than it has, and we've been here 3 years now.
3 years.
We're looking forward to a great lawn this summer.
This is going to be the best summer ever. So let Sunday take the guesswork out of growing a greener, more beautiful lawn this spring. Visit getsunday.com/sandwich to get $20 off your custom lawn plan at checkout. That's $20 off your custom plan at getsunday.com/sandwich. Love Sunday.
I know you do. Alan's done such a beautiful job, not just with the grass, but he's planted some knockout roses that are coming in really beautiful. A lot of our neighbors have knockout roses I found today on my walk.
Knockout roses bloom all spring and summer.
They're really nice. We've got the big players in our neighborhood are knockout roses, Japanese maples, and that other thing you kept saying, was it dogwood? What was
in our neighborhood?
No, in our neighborhood. You kept calling out a tree the other day. It wasn't dogwood tree, was it?
Well, I love dogwoods. There's a couple in our neighborhood.
Was it dogwoods you kept pointing out?
I can't grow a dogwood to save my life.
Yeah? What's so hard about them?
Well, they're real fussy. They need a special spot. They can't get a lot of direct sun. They need really acidic soil, like an azalea. And Texas it's hard to grow a dogwood in Texas.
Really?
But we have some neighbors, and they have pretty good sized dogwoods.
They probably have to really work with it.
Yeah. And once they get established, they're okay. My granddad had a big dogwood in his backyard, but that was in Georgia. Dogwoods grow great in Georgia.
I just remember when I was growing up, we had the most beautiful mimosa tree in our backyard. And I don't know, can we grow those?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Are those easy to grow here?
Yeah.
You don't love them?
Well, some people don't like having those around.
Why?
Because they get, aren't those the ones that get, no, that's another thing. I was going to say, aren't those the ones that get those spines on them? They didn't have spines on them, did they?
Yeah, the flowers were kind of spiny. Like they were all over the tree. I just remember it being in the backyard.
Pink, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You don't like them? Not your favorite? I just remember, it's one of my childhood memories. We had a big pampas grass in the front yard that we would slice ourselves to ribbons on. I know we did a podcast about how pampas grass is a sign that swingers live in the house. I guarantee you there was no swinging at Jerry and Connie Rasberry's house on Rainier Street in Parkwood in Florence, South Carolina. But we had a big pampas grass, and I remember just I don't know why would we go play in the pampas grass? We'd be sliced to ribbons from that stuff. I hate it. And another big player in our neighborhood is palm trees.
Yeah, there are a lot of palm trees.
A lot of palm trees in our neighborhood, and I don't understand why. I always thought palm trees were just for like more coastal communities.
They are.
But here, I mean, a lot of dead palm trees right now because of the winter we had. But
I'm gonna be judgy landscaping guy.
Yeah.
I don't care for palm trees
on my favorite.
On a Dallas, Texas landscape.
Well, it just seems out of place.
It seems out of place.
Yeah, but there's a ton in our neighborhood too.
I once guest appeared on the Black Planter podcast.
I heard. That's available now if you want to go hear it.
All right.
Did Big Al label that you're on it, or people have to search for it?
No.
How do people find it?
They can't.
You know what episode number
No,
is?
no idea. He doesn't have social media. He doesn't market it. He doesn't post about it. I'm sure he's never talked about it on the Kid Craddock Morning Show.
Yeah, we have.
Oh, he has?
I think we did.
Wow.
You were on it.
Wow. Amazing.
Well, you could go find out what number it is and promote it.
I did. I posted it on my social media one time.
Yeah,
and I tagged Al, and then he never shared it.
I know.
I'm like, dude, I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you out.
He doesn't understand social media very well.
Okay. Over the years attending kids sports, I know we have listeners that can probably tell some wild stories. And if you have a wild story about a kid's sporting event that you went to one time, send us a letter.
Please. That'd be fun to do next podcast.
We'd love to hear it.
The crazy thing you saw at a sports game.
Yeah. Now, I've heard parents yelling at refs to where it almost makes you uncomfortable. I've heard parents get in arguments with the parents from the other team, which is very uncomfortable. Like, I'm just sitting there, this, I don't like this. And I've heard parents get upset. I've seen kids do things like on the field, and you're like, somebody probably needs to tell that kid that's not cool. I've seen some weird things before, but overall, I think, all the sporting events I've gone to over the years, and I've gone to a bunch, have been, the parents have been pretty good. The officials have been pretty good, but every once in a while you'll get a parent who gets upset, and it makes you feel bad for, I don't know, the parent and the kid. I just get embarrassed,
Yeah.
I get upset too when I'm at sporting events, but I don't say a word. Like, if I know a call is bad and it's right in front of my face, I just don't say anything. Because if I start yelling at the ref,
Well, it's not going to change the rest of mine.
it's not going to change the call. He may throw me out, and that's going to be really embarrassing. And then what is poor Dylan or Cole going to think if his dad gets thrown out of the park because he was yelling at the ref? That's probably the last thing that I would want to happen. But I was saying at the beginning of the podcast, I've just noticed some things lately, and I thought this article that I found at All Pro Dad, it's a newsletter I subscribe to. They have good articles, and every once in a while I'll bring them up here on the podcast. But this one is the 5 worst things you can do at your kid's competition. Okay. So let's go through these and see what you think. And again, I'm not preaching or bringing these to you. I'm just sharing. I'm not bringing this to you like I do all these right, because I don't. I'll show you how I don't do all these right. Number 1 is forget your role. We often have experience and knowledge we want to pass along to our sons and daughters. It's a great idea in the right context. When our kids are playing in a game or performing at a recital, that's not the right time for us to coach or judge. It's best if we can remember that there are 4 roles at competitions. There are competitors, officials, coaches, and spectators.
We're the spectators.
We're the spectators. When we're spectators, we need to stick to that role. We should be there to support and encourage our kids and their teams from the stands. And I think that's what you and I do. We cheer a lot. If somebody messes up, we don't say anything. We just say, hey, better luck next time. Somebody strikes out.
Sometimes I cheer for the other team. I feel so bad.
Well, they do a good job too.
Yeah, like sometimes if the other team is getting pummeled by our kids, and we've been the pummelees before too.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be sitting there with Al, and the other team finally scores. I'm like, yay!
Yeah.
You don't want anybody to be just thrashed.
Right.
But anyway.
I went to a game recently where Dylan's team was playing a playoff game, and the other team was very good. And Dylan's team's good, but they got beat by this other team. And the parents from the other team, when we made a good play, they would cheer.
Yeah, that's nice.
And I was thinking, these are parents that get it. They know good baseball when they see it, and they were cheering for us too.
That's nice.
So they were, they knew their role was as a spectator to encourage. Number 2 is focus on your kids' personal goals. So it's extremely important for kids and adults to have goals. Setting goals can be motivating, and working toward goals helps us be the best we can be. However, when our kids are participating as part of a team, they commit to working with their teammates. When we focus on a kid's individual goals, he or she can become torn between doing what's best for the team and doing what you're telling him or her to do. It can also lead to kids developing a me attitude, which is especially damaging in sports, where coaches are consistently trying to develop a we culture. Now,
this one punched Alan in the gut.
The kid may be guilty of this.
Yeah.
So I've got this little thing that I do with Cole and Dylan. And it started as a bet. And I said, if either one of you can hit it out of the park, I will go to the bank and get you a crisp $100 bill, knowing good and well, between you and me,
they're not going to do that
there's
for
no
a
way.
while.
There's no way they can hit
It's going to be a few years before that happens.
Not at this age.
Right.
But then what happened one game is Dylan, he's so fast. If he can hit it to the fence or even in the outfield, he'll score a home run.
Y'all have never seen a child run so fast. I mean, I'm sure there are other fast kids. He is so fast that the bases are loaded. He has to kind of like stop himself and trot because he's not allowed to pass the guys in front of him. He should be track and field.
I hope he does track someday.
He is so crazy fast. I've never seen anything like it.
So after he did that, he comes to me and said, Daddy, I hit a home run. Do I get money? And I said, well, you didn't hit it out of the park. And he said, oh, but it was a home run. And I said, okay, you get $10 for a home run. Okay. And then he did it again. and did it again. Now, the issue with that, I think after reading this article, it kind of hit me as like, okay, I'm kind of conditioning Dylan when he gets up to bat, he wants to hit that home run because he knows daddy's going to give him $10.
But every once in a while you have to sacrifice, right?
Every once in a while, he may not need to swing out of his shoes. He may just need to hit a single to win the game.
Yeah.
So what if he's up there thinking, I need to hit a home run. I need to hit a home run. When all he's got to do is put the bat on the ball and get it in play. What if he were to get out because he's trying to earn the money versus win the game for his team?
Yeah.
So I read that and I'm like, crap, I'm teaching him to focus on personal goals versus the good of the team. So I should probably talk to him about that or change that little thing we have going and give him some different incentives.
Yeah.
But I thought that was interesting. 3, show negative emotion. Our kids only want to make us proud. Any type of competition creates pressure. When they see us on the sideline reacting when they perform poorly, it adds pressure that they are already feeling. They don't need us to do that. Competitors need to focus on what they can control. When they see us reacting negatively to the things we cannot control, it distracts and stresses them out.
Anything I did when Emma Kellie was playing stressed her out. I could cheer for her. Mom, stop. I could sit there and just kind of like when she did a bad play, I'd kind of give her a thumbs up and she'd roll her eyes. And I mean, there was no winning. There are some student athletes you just can't win with.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hear what you're saying.
No,
if they look at you after a bad play and they see you sitting there face palming like, what were you thinking? That's not helping.
Yeah. And I've heard parents do that too.
I know.
They'll start yelling at the kid when the kid screws up or does something wrong.
Get your head back in the game.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know.
No, it is one thing if a kid's out there like really not paying attention.
Yeah.
Like tying their shoelace.
Now we're talking about small kids, high school football, that's a little different.
Yeah.
That's different. Now we're talking about, 4 to 10-year-old, 12, 13-year-olds playing baseball. I don't know. There comes an age at which the coaches stop being, hey, this is all about fun. And it becomes more about, look, we're here to win. And if you screw up, there's a guy behind you who can play and he's not going to screw up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we're talking about smaller kids here. Number 4, compare your kid to someone else. Each kid is a unique person following his or her own path. You might be tempted to comment that your kid isn't as fast as his brother was, or that she doesn't shoot as well as her teammate, or that you haven't won as often, or he hasn't won as often as you did. When we make these comparisons to a sibling, a teammate, ourselves, we're not being fair to either person. These comparisons can lead our kids to have unrealistic expectations, plus comparisons put unnecessary pressure on them. And Kellie and I talk about this with the boys, and we never say this to the boys. We only talk about this with each other. Mm-hmm. And that is, we have one boy who is a natural. Any sport he picks up, he's going to be good at. So if he decides to do track, baseball, soccer, whatever, he's going to be good at. We have another
just a natural.
He's just a natural. He's one of those gifted athletes who's a natural. We have another boy who works so hard in school, in sports, to be good.
He is really good, but he has to work.
He has to work
and
hard.
Put in the practice.
Yes. And we would never say that to the boys,
right?
Because that would be unfair.
But you know what? Is it, when you have to work harder to achieve a goal, isn't there some satisfaction? Like in a way, it's more satisfying because you had to work so hard to get to a level. When, like, for somebody else, I don't know how to do a comparison, but if something comes naturally to you, you just do it and you don't understand what's the big fuss. I just do it. It's not even a big deal. But somebody else who has to work and really hard and put in the time and the hours and you achieve it, it's like you have that self-satisfaction that maybe somebody else can't experience.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have to work for it. It just comes naturally.
Right.
I don't know.
No, I think you're right. And I think that the naturally gifted athlete too gets frustrated easier. Like if things don't go their way and they face adversity, I think and this isn't everybody, but I think there can be a tendency for that type of athlete to get down on themselves because, hey,
if something goes wrong,
things always go my way. I'm the best at this.
Yeah.
How come this isn't working out for me?
Yeah.
And we've seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've seen that. The kid that's always working hard, that's faced adversity before and has overcome all these obstacles, when they face it in competition, it's like, I've done this.
Yeah.
So you're right. And then the last is Coach your kid in the car.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. The car ride home can be a tough time for kids. If they performed poorly, they may be feeling like they let down their teammates, their coaches, and you. The worst thing sports parents can do on the way home is make them relive their mistakes by telling them what they did wrong. You may have good advice and suggestions for them, but right after the game is not the right time for that. The best thing you can do on the way home is let them know that you enjoy watching them compete and that you're proud of their effort. If they want to talk about what happened, be willing to listen, but stay positive. Don't criticize them, their teammates, or their coaches. You know, one time after a baseball game, Cole was pitching, and he was trying to close the other team out. He had the lead in the last inning, and he was trying to close the other team out. And guy got on first base, guy got on second base, guy got on third base. So now I'm sitting there, I'm sweating, right? And I'm just like, I'm so nervous for
him. Yeah.
And they had tied up the game. So basically a base hit wins the game for the other team. Cole gave up a base hit and the other team's going crazy, and the game was over. So Cole just, he just walks back to the dugout, took his hat off and kind of walked back to the dugout and then waved to the other team. And then after the game, I was devastated, but he ran over to me and the first thing he did, he pulled out his phone and he goes, "Dad, look at this picture of this cool car that I took a picture of the other day." And I was getting ready to just say, "Buddy, you pitched a great game and
don't sweat it.
Don't sweat it. The other team they had great hitters, played today." And I was going to try to give it. He just came over and said, and I don't know if that was his way of saying,
I don't want to talk about it right now.
I don't want to talk about it right now. But hey, Dad, look at the picture of this car I took the other day.
A preventive thing.
Yeah. So I was like, wow, that's really cool, bud. I have some good hitters over there, and you pitched great. That's all I said. Mm-hmm. That's all I said. And then we left. But yeah, I think I was guilty of that when the kids were smaller. I think I would try to say, well, you need to do this and that, and the other team was doing this and that, and I just don't think kids.
They don't want to hear it.
I don't think kids at that age want to hear it, especially
Well, those are very helpful. Hopefully it'll resonate with some people listening who are sports parents.
Yeah. I know there are always things that we can improve upon as parents, myself included, for sure. So,
as parents, as podcasters, things we can always improve on.
No, we don't have this thing figured out.
Let's try it again next week, see if we can do even better.
That's for sure. This is Mickey Mouse operation.
Right? Who gave us this podcast?
That's an insult.
What were they thinking? Who is it? Ow! Who set the
Who's
desk?
there? Hey man! Hey, come on!
What's that?
Come on in, George. Hey man!
Boss man?
Hey Kellie.
There's a tornado brewing outside. What are you doing?
I was out. Hey man. Yeah. Are you gonna come back to the office someday? Hey man.
If you let us, we're waiting on you to give us the green light.
All right. Well, I'm ready when you are. Hey man.
I'm ready.
You had your vaccination yet? Hey man.
Are you allowed to ask me that?
Oh, sorry. All right. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hey,
bye, boss man.
All right, babe. Well, good.
Wow, what a shocking last minute appearance.
Well, I love you desperately.
I love you.
I love our listeners desperately. I love them so desperately. We're going to podcast again real soon. And in the immortal words of the great Keanu Reeves, life is good when you have a good sandwich. Bye. Good job.
How long did that one go over?
It did 56 minutes.
Is that 56? Oh, we started late.
Started late.
We started not right at 8. I just looked at your watch and saw what time it was.
Oh, yeah. We started real late.
What are you doing?
I'm just looking at the comments.
You're not commenting, you're just reading?
Yeah, I don't get to read all of them. Evans. Yeah, we can hear the thunder outside, guys. Hey, Mel, I love you. Elizabeth, I love it. Very, very thoughtful. Thank you so much. Thank you to you and Michael. This is very nice. Very nice. I don't know how you did this, but that is very cool. That looks just like it does on our ball cap. I love it. Definitely going to bring it to Mexico. That's for sure. Liz said your hair looks pretty.
Oh, thanks. I'm letting it air dry.
What about mine? How's my hair look?
I haven't done anything to it. This is the natural. This is what God gave me.
It's very,
with the color.
It's very chestnut. Thank you, Liz. Oh, okay. That's cool. When they just embroidered it on there, huh? Love it. That's a good summer pool hat right there. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Need. Love our letter, too. I need my dongle, guys. Where's my dongle? Yeah, I had too much caffeine today.
Are you feeling okay?
Well, I feel hot and my head hurts, which means I've had too much caffeine.
You drinking too much coffee?
Yeah, I had like 4 coffees today and a tea and 2 of these protein drinks, which have caffeine in them.
A sandwich and some, what do you call that?
Well, I rebestowed presidential status on Elizabeth. And then we talked about that. Oh, we talked about the truck yard.
What we can call the I'm not talking about what we talked about, but what are we going to call the podcast?
Well, that's why I'm reviewing what we talked about. How about a title, guys? We need some help. A sandwich and some good sportsmanship. Oh, Elizabeth, it looked good. I mean, you should see my handwriting. No, Amy, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Mea culpa, a formal acknowledgement of a personal fault. I was right. My bad.
A sandwich and some mea culpa?
But my bad. So I was right. Mea culpa is my bad.
Well, no one's going to know what that means.
That's right, though. I mean, I was right.
Well, you can call it that.
It means my fault through my fault.
Do a sandwich and some mea culpa.
Nah, that's all right. I'll do.
A sandwich and some my bad.
You mean some mea culpa?
That's fine. A sandwich in the correct Elizabeth.
You want that instead? You tell me what to do.
What's what Mel? That was Mel's. A sandwich in the missing Elizabeth. No. A sandwich in. Starring Steve Harvey. Okay, peeps, I'm going to get this uploaded. Love you guys desperately. We will see you on the social medias. A sandwich in the Elizabeth mix-up. A sandwich in some confusion. I'm sure we've done that before. A sandwich in some confusion. A sandwich
like mea culpa?
A sandwich in some Elizabeth confusion. A sandwich in some Elizabeth confusion? No. Starring Steve Harvey A Train. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right, peeps. We'll talk to you soon.
So we talked about, bye. I'm having to recap what we did. We talked about the mix up you did with Elizabeth. Then